Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining our today's session. Thank you for joining us. So if you are just joining us, please. Today's session. Thank you for joining us. So if you are just joining our today's session. Thank you for joining us. So if you are just joining our today's session. If you are just joining us, please. Thank you for joining us. If you are just joining our. So sorry about that. If you are just joining us, please kindly comment where you are streaming from in the comment section. Kindly comment where you are streaming from in the comment section, and do well to share this video with your family and friends. Invite as many as possible to come join us as we want to discuss farming and staking of cryptocurrency. All right, it's going to interest you that what we are about to share with you is far better than you keeping your money in the bank. All right. So in today's session, my co-host is actually the one that is going to anchor today's session, and our guest speaker, Joseph Emmanuel, will be joining us to shed more light on what we have to discuss today. Thank you so much, Terry Timothy, for joining us. Terry Timothy is streaming from Lagos. Thank you for joining us. So if you are just visiting my YouTube channel for the first time, make sure you click on the subscribe button to subscribe. All right, click on the subscribe button to subscribe, and make sure you turn on post notification so you get notified once once we make another post on this channel, as well as when we come up with another session in subsequent weeks. All right, make sure you subscribe and turn on post notification. Do well to share this live stream to as many as possible. Share it on WhatsApp groups, share it on different Facebook groups that you belong. Post it on your WhatsApp status, because we want as many as possible to participate so that they will be able to gain the same value you are going to be getting at the end of today's session. All right, so I'm going to bring in my co-host, which is going to anchor today's session. All right, so for those that are just joining us, please let us know where you are streaming from in the comment section. Kindly comment where you are streaming from. All right, so I'm going to bring in my co-host. But before I exit, I want to introduce myself. So my name is Emmanuel Jacob, the founder of Digital Swap. So my co-host is going to be the one that will anchor today's session together with our guest speaker, Joseph Emmanuel. All right. So when both of them comes, they are going to get to introduce themselves. All right. So please let us know where you are streaming from in the comment section. Comment where you are streaming from. Comment where you are streaming from. All right. So I'm going to leave the stage for Mr. Sika Navasi. All right.
Yeah, good evening, guys. Good evening, guys. I am excited to be here. My name is Sika Nabasi. I am a content creator for Digital Swap. So, welcome to our live stream. We do this every Thursday. I think we've been doing this for over 4 Thursdays now. So, welcome if this is your first time of joining this live stream. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, in a short way, we'll be bringing on our guest speaker. In a short while, we're bringing on our guest speaker. So today we are talking about yield farming and staking. So in the cryptocurrency space, cryptocurrency ecosystem, or in the blockchain ecosystem, as you may like it, there are diverse. There are a lot of ways that people create wealth from this ecosystem. Trust me, there are a lot of things I have discovered about the whole blockchain Web3 stuff, innovation, and it really blows my mind. It really amazes me. There are a lot of ways that people are making money from this space, and in fact, I learned about this, moderation jobs and these tweeting jobs, chatting jobs, plenty ways that people are making money. But we're not talking about all of that today. Today we are talking about yield farming and staking. So yield farming and staking is just one of the major ways, one of the sweetest ways to make money from this ecosystem. With yield farming and staking, you can make money on your bed, you can make money while sleeping. I mean, it's quite interesting. Mr. Jorian is going to, explain all of that to us today. So I'm just going to do a little rundown about staking and you know what it is, just explain it. So staking cryptocurrency emerged as an appealing opportunity for crypto holders, especially people that are holding for long term, to profit off their holdings while they are waiting for it to explode and go to the moon. So it's just an opportunity to make passive income from whatever whatever crypto you are holding for long term. And it's so if you have a crypto you are holding for long term, this is an opportunity for you. You can learn how you can make money off this crypto while waiting for it to go to the moon. So at this juncture, I will be bringing on. Oh, okay. Before I bring on my guest, I think I should continue for a bit. So you can think of crypto staking as something similar to buying shares, kind of buying shares, no, similar to a working of high dividend stocks or bonds. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Similar to a workings of high dividends staking or buying a bond. So it's like putting your money, providing liquidity for a certain DEX, certain decentralized exchange, just giving them some money to hold or keep to provide liquidity for them, and they pay you interest as people come to do transaction through their transaction fees and how whenever they use their money to lend to other people or to okay, through transaction fees and through lending and borrowing. So when they make money or interest from those money you are staking with them, you have a percentage from it, and your real capital or your real holding is still available. So it is not touched. The only thing that can happen to your real holding is that maybe Mark BTC, maybe you say you staked 8 Ethereum and it went from 2K dollars to maybe 1,500. That's the only thing that can happen. Or it went from 2K to say 3K or 5K. That is the only thing that can happen. The value of your assets dropping or your holdings dropping. Apart from that, your money is safe, is intact. The amount or the quantity of assets you have is intact. So they don't remove it or you don't lose the asset. The asset itself is there. The only thing that can happen is the value dropping, dropping in value. So when they use this your crypto to lend to other people, because there are people that borrow crypto, there are platforms where you can borrow cryptocurrencies. Like we know of Celsius, we know of so many other platforms that borrow. There are people that provide liquidity for them through farming, through staking, you know. So, so at this point so staking and farming, it's one of the ways to create wealth in this space. Like I said earlier, that there are a lot of ways that people are creating wealth from this space, a lot of amazing ways. I know you have your own amazing way of making money in this space. I've done some, tweeting for some projects that gave me some sweet money. I've done some chatting jobs that's given me some sweet money too. There are a lot of ways. So this staking and yield farming is just one of the best ways that, especially for people that have big heavy holdings, to make money from this space. To make money from this space. So let me just share some facts about staking. So staking and yield farming are are relatively new income strategies for making passive money. So like I said, you can make money while you're sleeping if your cryptocurrency. Okay, let me say this. In banks, a lot of times in banks we keep so much money there. Say you have one there, and nobody's paying you interest, and you are aware that that money is lent to people. They trade on that money and they make profits, but they don't give you anything. And I just think about these things sometimes. But there is an opportunity here in crypto, blockchain, and decentralization, that now you can stake your crypto, you can stake your holdings, that's your money, and make profits off it. Another fact about staking, yield farming and staking is that yield farming offers reward in forms of interest with a portion from transaction fees. Yeah, I said that. So from how they pay you, you may be wondering, how will they now get money and pay me from just holding my cryptocurrency? Like I said, banks give loans out. So do cryptocurrency decentralized exchanges and even centralized exchanges. And if you check where you see a channel for staking on Binance. You should have seen that before on Binance, on Bybit, on KuCoin, with amazing interest rates. So what they do is you lock up your cryptocurrency. I don't know much about farming, so that's why I'm talking about staking, 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 staking. You just lock up your cryptocurrency, maybe for a fixed date, or maybe flexible staking. There is fixed and flexible. I did not mention that. So you can lock it up, say for a fixed set a period of time, say 60 days, sometimes 1 year, and they'll show you how much APR or API you're going to get from um, your stakings. And so when you lock it up, what they do is the money you are locking up, you're going to go and give out loans. There are people, that other investors that come to take loans from crypto exchanges, big time investors that come to take loans from crypto exchanges. So what they do, how they get liquidity, is from people that stake coins like this for long term. So now, to encourage you to stake your coins for long term, what they do is give you an incentive, say 5% of your whole staking. They give you like 5%. So if you have, say, $1,000, 5% will be $50. So if you are taking, say, a period of 1 month, they give you $50 for every month you keep your $1,000 there. You get. So say you keep your money in Ethereum or in Bitcoin. If it stays 1 month, so you have $1,000 worth of Bitcoin staked there. I think Bitcoin APR, the last time I checked, I saw 3% on Binance. I saw about 5% on Bybit. I saw AX. I think their percentage too is very dicey. I saw about 10%, 5% on uh, on AX too. So there are big, good, huge percentages. So I think my guest is here. Yeah, we've been waiting for him. Welcome, Mr. Jorian.
Thank you very much. Good evening.
You're talking a lot. Welcome, sir.
Thank
So
you.
please introduce yourself to our.
What did you say?
Say, please introduce yourself to our attendees.
Okay. Thank you very much. My name is Joseph Emmanuel. Most people know me as Jorian Emmanuel. I'm a technical analyst, a trader, and also a crypto researcher. I work with AAX currently and vice president or vice chairman advisory board for BEI consultancy also. So I hope that is that is okay. That is
Yeah,
enough.
that's a lot. That's a lot of portfolio in the crypto space. I hope to be like you one day. Yeah, so Mr. Jorian, we are talking about farming and yield farming and staking today. So I've done a little rundown, a little introduction on yield farming. So now I'll be asking some asking you some questions about yield farming
Okay.
and staking. So I would like you to define what is yield farming and staking. I did a little rundown of my own. I tried my best. Well, like from a professional perspective, what is yield farming and staking?
uh, uh, is it professional for me though? I just hope my volume is okay and you can hear me
Yeah, yeah,
clearly, right?
it's okay. I can hear you very well.
Okay. Yield farming and staking. Yield farming, what we call yield farming, has to do with someone lending his crypto assets in liquidity for mostly DeFi platforms, that is, and decentralized exchanges. At the end of the day, you are being rewarded more, especially from the fees that the people spend on this platform. So the person lending is being rewarded from those fees and also getting back their tokens at the end of the day. So this happens mostly on DeFi platforms, DeFi lending and borrowing platforms, and on decentralized exchanges. Then staking also is almost the same thing, but staking has to do with blockchain mostly. Like when we talk about staking, it has to do with also keeping your tokens on the blockchain, and most times people that stake their token has a part to play, like in validation. Then at the end of the day, you are being rewarded with more of your tokens. So they have a part to play in validations, like validating transactions on those blockchains. So at the end of the day, you are being rewarded. But staking has to do with long term, because when you're staking, it has to do with a longer period of time. But yield farming always have sometimes they have short durations, and your token is being taken out. You can take out your tokens at anytime you want to.
Okay, so you've really explained a lot because I think earlier on I was mixing up farming and staking. So farming is the one with a duration, and staking is the one with, for long term, and what you need to be a validator. So as you mentioned, staking, I remember proof of stake, Ethereum
Yeah, yeah,
stuff,
yeah, yeah.
32 Ethereum to be a
The
validator on the network.
validator at
So
the blockchain, yeah.
okay, nice. You just explained a lot now. You just clear me some kinds. So okay, the
Okay.
next question: what's the difference? What is the difference between the two concepts? I know you've mentioned the difference already, but what is like? Give us a
Yeah,
difference between the two concepts.
I always tell people when it comes to these two things, staking has been there over time for a very long time, and the yield farming thing just not too long. The yield farming thing came up, but staking has been there over a period of time. Now, the key difference in this, I would say that staking is being done on the blockchain, while yield farming is always done on the DEX, as the centralized exchanges and lending and borrowing platforms and the DeFi platforms. That is where you can get the two. And the duration, I don't like using duration to be a big factor, because duration itself, there are some yield farming, or there are some farming platforms or lending platforms that can give you even a longer duration. I remember I did one, and they told me I cannot get my token until a period of 1 year. Okay, so um I don't like using duration, but we should understand that one has to do with the blockchain proper, and the other
Mm.
has to do with lending and borrowing platforms or DeFi platforms. Okay.
Okay, so this lending and borrowing platforms, they can be centralized exchanges too, like Binance or say
They can
Bybit.
be Yeah, they can be centralized exchanges and they can be decentralized exchanges. But mostly it was now centralized exchanges are, in the process of every day, people are now integrating things to have more use cases on their platforms. So, but mostly it was a matter of DEX. Mostly it was a
Mm.
matter of debt. So it was decentralized um, exchanges that had more of this. Okay, but now we've seen more centralized exchanges coming up with this initiative to make
Yeah.
people to make people engage more. Like I heard you talked about mention some centralized platforms. Fine, it's that is how it is now. Right, before now we see more of these platforms being decentralized. More of these platforms were decentralized. Okay.
Oh, okay. That's nice. Okay, so I really, you've really cleared some things again, Mr. Jorian. So the next question is, where can you stake your? Oh, you've already said this. Where can you stake your crypto? So just run it down again. Where can I stake my crypto? Okay, see, I want to be a validator on Ethereum network, and I have my 32 Ethereums, which I don't have now. Where can I go and stake it to be a validator on Ethereum network? For example,
Okay, I was not
did you?
getting you. Your network break, so I did not get you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay. I said I was asking where can I stake my crypto? For example, I want to be a validator on Ethereum and I have my 32 Ethereums ready. Where can I go and keep them and become a validator? And where is yield farming and the rest done? Mention some platforms where we can get those services.
Okay. Talking about validating, talking about validating and also in yield farming. We have going down to the decks, going down to the decks now. We have different decentralized exchanges built on different blockchains. Okay, we have different decentralized exchanges built on different blockchains, or let's say different chains. Okay, for example, okay, okay, just sorry, 1 minute, I'm trying to change over my light.
Okay. Because your visuals just stopped. You're not
Yeah,
showing like that again.
yeah. Trying to change over the power source. Okay, now looking at the Ethereum blockchain. If you look at the Ethereum blockchain, we have so many lending and borrowing platforms built on it. For example, Uniswap was one of those. Then we, aside from Uniswap, we had so many, but the one I'm more regular with, the one I think I've done more with, is on the BSC network. BSC network, we had a lot. Like for example, the most popular um was the, how do you call it, Pancake Swap. Okay, Pancake
Okay.
Swap was a very popular one. Then there is this other one that had a very good APY. Then that was how do you call it, no, most of these things, many of them comes up. That one was Trench, I think Trench Swap. So these guys had a good, very good APY then. So all you needed to do was to get their token, okay, and you stake, or you put the token on the liquidity pool, okay. So there are so many platforms. Talking about that one, there are so many platforms aside from centralized exchanges. In decentralized exchanges, if you go to all other chains, you go to the Harmony chains. We had something like the Viper Swap. It was also a platform. We had in the FTM also had the Phantom Network also had a lot of. In fact, Phantom Networks was even one of the chain that had more. Phantom Network was one of the chain that had more lending and borrowing platform. Phantom Network had a lot of lending and borrowing platforms, like the likes of, okay, which one was very popular then? Uh, I think it has just kept my memory, but we had a lot of lending and borrowing platforms on Phantom Network. I think they had the highest, as of last year,
Yeah.
they had the highest lending and borrowing platform then. So if you wanted to, you just get their tokens and put it there, and before you know, you are getting your rewards. Okay.
So yeah, you've mentioned a lot of networks. So how do we know? How do we know which one we can trust? Because you remember what happened with Celsius Network, and we've heard of a lot of these decentralized exchanges that have ran away, or just went bankrupt or stuff. How do we know
Now,
which one to trust? And
the truth about it is, I do tell people about when I tell people about cryptocurrency, I talk about losses too. Um, we can always trust many network, but at the end of the day, they still end up giving us this backlash, or at the end of the day, we still get to see disappointment. To be very honest, you can do the necessary things, everything that is required of you to do, check everything, but at the end of the day, it may still end up being that the platform, there's something going on behind it, just like what happened in Luna. You understand, stuff like that. It is not until recently that we got to find out that the person Do Kwon was withdrawing about 80 million um
so much.
from every month from the Luna blockchain. You
uh,
understand? So crazy things like that, and these are things that the people out here don't have an idea about it. So when it happens like this and it rocks, people, that is when we get to know. But it is always most important. First, you have to trust the network of which that that lending and borrowing platform is built on. Then you have to also look at who is backing those platforms. For example, I lost so much money on FTM because I was not feeling too well when I had a lot of investment on FTM on different projects when Andrew Conjo pulled out on their ecosystem, and that happened to be the period I was not feeling too well. So I was offline, and I was not also communicating very properly with some of my friends. I only woke up 3 days after to find out that this thing is like
you
this,
don't
because the
you don't
doctor actually advised me to be off my card gets and every other thing that has to do with the internet and all. So
uh,
Andrew Conjo pulled out, and a lot of those projects um, went back to went back
zero.
uh, to 1%. When some of them did minus 97, minus 96, minus 98. You get the point. So they're not like these projects were not solid, because before I went there, I actually trusted the fact that some of these people building this project, I had to look them up, and some of them were doing very well. One of them, in fact, one of them even won. One of them did something on. They were the winners of I think Solana Hackathon, and their
Yeah.
project was solid. Okay, their project was solid, and it was good. Okay, I checked up the people backing it. Okay, the team was strong, because those are the kind of things you should look out for. The team was strong, and they have actually built a project before, and the thing has scaled through. So the thing is, first do your due diligence, do the things that is necessary, check out who are the people building this project, what is the solution this thing is coming to solve. Okay, are they too much of similar things? Then one of the things I watch out for is if a particular project is having too much of a copycat, like copying people too much of what other people are doing, then you have to be very careful too. But if there is something unique about them that they are doing differently, then it means these people are very creative. For them to be creative, and from the beginning they are doing something differently, it means they can maintain that creativity for a period of time. Okay, and also the people backing up the ecosystem, so like FTM was really being backed by Andrew Conjo then. So stuff like that. So but at the end of the day, trust me, in this system, you can check out everything and everything is well. Something may just hit, and and
So,
it goes the other way around, because yes, it goes the other way around. Truly, true.
so
Because if
after
anything can
after your
happen to a crypto like Luna ecosystem, if Luna can have such issue, at that point, I actually told myself that, man, that anything can happen anywhere. Okay.
so after doing your due diligence and your research, you have to stay alert
Yeah,
and watch your
yeah.
phones and
In fact,
notifications.
staying alert is now like the safest way to survive. in the space
Yeah.
more than just doing the due diligence. I'm not downplaying on the importance of the due
Of
diligence. I'm
research.
not downplaying on the importance of research and all that. But trust me, staying alert is very important. Very important. Like now we have if anything happens to Caesar right now, like
Yeah.
the whole
Yeah.
BSC ecosystem is down. The whole
Yeah.
BSC ecosystem. If there is anything that happens to Caesar right now, Caesar is being indicted for fraud or for anything as at today. In the next 1 hour, the whole BSC ecosystem is down. So it will go across to affect all the project that is being built on that ecosystem. It will affect all the things that is being built on that ecosystem. So staying alert is
Is
now like
vital.
is the final way to survive, and one of the highest principle to stay very profitable on this project, truly, because that is just the truth about it. You just have to stay alert. You don't have to give room for not understanding what is happening at a particular time.
So speaking of Caesar, I think that's like the strongest man, the world power of crypto right now.
Yeah, Caesar currently is, when we talk
The
about
world power of
cryptocurrency.
crypto.
Yeah, Caesar is actually very, very influential as long as
Yeah.
the blockchain industry is concerned. Uh, that is why he tries as much as possible to live um the kind of
Controversy.
life that would not put so much, because if anything happens, if he hits lots of controversy over time, it will go a
Yeah.
long way to affect the BSC ecosystem. And currently, the BSC ecosystem, like we know, has been one of the over time, has actually at least stand the test of time over time, and has also been one of the, let's say, one of the hottest ecosystem that
Systems.
so
Yeah.
many persons are also looking at putting their project. When you mention the likes of Ethereum, okay, the ETH ecosystem, so you also look at the BSC ecosystem too. So um he's also trying to stay on alert, and also trying to not just do things that will complicate the whole ecosystem.
Yeah.
So,
I love the man Caesar, like for real. Just like because if anything goes wrong, I think it will affect the whole crypto market as a whole, sef, not just BSC. So okay, let
yeah.
me for the next question. Which crypto will be more profitable if I'm looking at taking which crypto or which ecosystem should I consider? Like which one should I look at first if I want to invest? Which one is more profitable? Is it the BSC or is it Ethereum or which one?
Like currently, one of the hottest ecosystem now is the Atom ecosystem. The
Atom.
Atom, yes, that is the Atom ecosystem. That's
Okay.
Cosmos.
Okay. Cosmos.
Yeah, Cosmos. Yeah, the Cosmos ecosystem too. I've been doing some research on the Cosmos ecosystem, and I'll tell you that in the next bull market, we'll see a lot of things. There are so many for you to know an ecosystem that is building a lot. You see a lot of testnet happening in that ecosystem. That's one thing I've noticed. There are so many projects now building on the Cosmos ecosystem. So many projects, good projects are springing up from the Cosmos ecosystem currently, and that is the ecosystem we should watch out for. They have nice projects, of which I don't think I'm at the liberty of naming some of them here because they are not very familiar ones. So but there are lots of things happening in that ecosystem. It's an ecosystem that should not be neglected. It's an ecosystem that should not be swept under the carpet. Cosmos ecosystem has a lot of people pulling out funds, doing good projects on the ecosystem now. So I think aside from the ETH ecosystem, for ETH ecosystem, ETH has always been doing great. The fact of gas fee and all has always been a constraint over time. But now I think for people that are looking at um people that are looking at to check out the project on the Cosmos ecosystem, they'll definitely find good ones there.
Oh, all right. Great, great, great. So now I think I can look for money now and do my research on Cosmos and look for places to stake in. Thank you very much. So lastly, what are the risks in staking and yield farming? Mention some of the
Okay.
risk. You've mentioned rock pools already, and this frauds. So mention some of the other risks that are involved in staking and yield farming.
Yeah, rock pool would always remain one of
The
the
biggest
risks
risk.
in youth farming, rock pool, because when when the rock pool, you don't have anything left. But others are things like impairment loss. Okay,
Uh,
at the end of the day, that has to do with the devaluation of your token from
okay.
devaluation of the price of your token from when you stake them and when you are getting it. Okay,
Good to know.
so imagine staking a token that I was at valued at $10 each, and as at when you are taking it out is valued at $2 each. So that is another one. So those are the two major things that happens on these platforms, rock pools and
Good.
impairment loss. Those are the two major. Others are just normal minor ones that has to do with maybe at the end of the day, let's say okay, at the end of the day, let's just take those two. Those two are the two major ones that
Okay.
happen. Any other thing that happens from those two are very very
Is
minor. Uh,
Abi?
and people always take it to be that it's risk free because so much does not happen, but they are not risk free. Those are the three risks you are likely to face. The others are advantage. You can start staking a particular token at or farming a particular token when it is at $2, and before you get out of it, the token is at $10. So others are always at advantage too. Okay. So the disadvantage is you are likely to experience the two is either rock pull or impairment loss.
So either the day runs or the coin loses value, kind of.
Yes, that is it.
So what are your final words for our audience today? Well, so if I'm looking to go into staking or yield farming, what should I consider? What are your final words? Because I
Um,
don't deal with them.
like I tell people, it's very, very important that when you are doing anything that has to do with cryptocurrency, understand that you should not invest the money you want to use next tomorrow. Anything crypto is still very risky and very, very dicey. Okay. Aside from few tokens that are already that you can know that they have stood the test of time over time. Others are still um the things we can say others are still on the test running. Okay. Others are still on the test running. Still same with ecosystem, same with blockchains. So I have a friend that always say that we have just very few blockchains that others are still running on testnet, that others are still testing. So anything you do, you just have to note that anything you do that you can lose your money. In as much as you are thinking of profiting, you should also think of what will happen to you when you lose. Okay. Anything can happen. Then take research very serious. Look out for those basic things, or in fact advanced things that you know that can enhance an ecosystem, and watch out for it. And have a checklist. Have a checklist that a project has to match before you put your money there. If it does not match those checklists, don't just jump to put money. It is not just by you seeing somebody talk about a particular crypto that you get to put money inside. You should try as much as possible to have a checklist of, okay, what will happen? Oh, this is what it is. You should be able to match this before you put your money. Money is valuable. For we in this part of the country, dollar is very expensive. So for every $1 you make, you are happy. But for every $1 you lose, it's very, very painful. So every dollar counts. So for you not to be seen at that point of the table, or that point of the ecosystem, try as much as possible to have those checklists and watch out for those things before you put money. Money is hard to get. So You just have to be careful with how you play around your money on projects.
Okay, so lastly, which platforms can we do this research, this our due diligence? Because if you want to do research, so what platforms can I go on to do research for some of these ecosystems to know what
Yeah,
they're doing?
yeah, this is a when we talk about researching, that is a very, in fact, that is a very good question and also a dicey one at that. Now, researching is when I remember when I started, I always ask people, how can I start doing research on crypto? How do I start doing research on crypto?
Yeah.
So, one of the things that helped me was somebody replied and said overtime. Now, the overtime has to be with the person never told me that you just have to be passionate about understanding the blockchain ecosystem for you to be a good researcher. So the day I took my interest in the blockchain very serious, that day I was able to point out to say that okay, this thing is going to be fake, this thing is going to do well, and it's not going to do well. So when we talk about platforms of doing research, it's all encompassing of a lot of things that you have to understand. First, you need to understand the blockchain itself. You need to understand the what he's coming to solve. Then you can always relate it to other things. For example, um you just heard about a coin. First you want to go and check it out on, let's say, a coin market cap or coin gecko. Then when you check out
Yeah.
these things on coin market cap or coin gecko, you want to look at the specification of the coin or the token. You want to check out what is happening, okay, the supply, the market capitalization, and that you want to read what is happening. You want to go down now to read about the people that are behind this token. Okay, where on which blockchain is it built? Is it built on the Ethereum, BSC, Cosmos, or the Kronos ecosystem? You want to know all this and what is the problem they are coming to solve. Okay, who has done similar thing? How did it end? For example, let's talk about, let's say something like Sweatcoin now. You understand?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sweatcoin now has been there over time, but we have another one that came out, Step N. Step N came out, it's built on the Solana ecosystem. And okay, what happened? The day I discovered that the day I discovered that I actually participated in the work to end, but the day I discovered that the the majority of VCs, or let's say the VCs were backing more of GMT than GST. I knew that Step N was going to have an issue because people were being paid on GST, which is the green Satoshi token, but the people backing the whole project, or let's say people sponsoring or the investors in the project, we are more interested that more utility should be given to green metaverse token, which is GMT, which is listed on Binance. And when I discovered that the decision of those people influence the developers, so they push more utility
GMT.
for to GMT than GST. That was when I told my friends that we are in for it. Okay, we are in for it in the sense that since GMT is what more utility is going to, it means that people will be running to get more GMT than getting GST. So at the end of the day, they are paying us in GST, but we'll always be witnessing the coin nose diving because the coin has lost its utility. So if they were to pay us in GMT, the coin would have had more utility. So the day they made that announcement, you see GMT skyrocket, and um we had like Binance already had been involved in on GMT even before GMT was launched, because the day GMT was launched, it was given. I got it for free on Binance Launchpad using my BNB. I got it for free on Binance Launchpad using my BNB. So Binance had already been involved since on GMT and not GST. So stuff like that. This knowledge come over time when you have the love for the blockchain space and you read, you get to understand what is happening. Okay, when you get to understand what is happening, you keep reading, improving your knowledge, you will know. Then as for platform, coin market cap, coin gecko, um coin market cow, we have something like coin market cow. We also have we have compare. compare crypto. Okay,
Okay.
compare crypto helps you to, yeah, compare crypto helps you to check, to compare one crypto to the other, matching it. We also have I think then you have to follow news platforms to also read. There are platforms like I love
Content.
reading, yeah, Cointelegraph. I love reading on Cointelegraph. That is one. And I also have this platform on Twitter that I love reading. They keep you up to date with what is happening in the blockchain industry. So when you keep reading on this platform over time, trust me, over time, you get to see something and you get to know how it is being applied. You get to listen to something and you already understand how this thing is going to affect, how the news is going to affect. Okay, I hope I'm not taking much time, but let's just go down to LUNC. What happened to LUNC after the whole saga rock pool? Um, we are seeing now people are buying LUNC. Now, what spring that up was the community just telling people that they want to have a burning, okay, the burn on LUNC. So when people understood that LUNC was going to be burnt, which means they are going to burn it from, I think, over 90, between 85 to 90% of the current supply of LUNC was going to be burnt. So that made people to jump in to buy, that made people to jump into buy, and we start seeing the price going up. But after some weeks, we heard about the warrant that was issued for the arrest of Do Kwon. So when we saw that the warrant that was issued to arrest Do Kwon also had effect on the LUNC, but now Binance did not announce its acceptance to bond. But recently, I think 5 days ago, Binance announced that they would bond LUNC. When you see things like that, so you following up, you get to understand. We're still talking about research. You get to understand how this thing is going to affect it positively and how it's going to affect it negatively. So that news alone was enough to tell people, okay, if Binance is going to, the biggest exchange in the world currently, is going to participate in the 1.2% burning of LUNC, now gets to see what is going to happen. Okay, so stuff like that over time. So research come over time. Um, Positive contributions, powerful discussions with people would also enlighten you very well for you to, that will help you in your research. But truly, it comes over time. When you have the love for it, it comes over time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jorian. You've done a lot. Like this is the experience I was telling you about now. So you've really explained some things to me. Just clear me, you understand? So thank you very much for coming on our live stream today. We've had a great
Thank
time
you
with
very
you.
much.
You've learned a lot from you. Thank you very much, Mr. Jorian.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Have a good rest, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so this is where we come. We close the curtains for our live session today. Mr. Joriam, like you don't show us the way. I've learned a lot, especially about the researching part that it comes from reading and consistent practice and the rest. So yeah, I've learned a lot, so much. So I'll see you guys next week. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and share the video to your family and friends so that they can learn the stuff you have learned today. So whenever you are going to see this video, if you're not watching live, whenever you're going to see this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and please share this video to your family and friends. And we'll see you next Thursday. Have a great night rest. Thank you.